Hello, my name is Ederson Oliveira and I'll be presenting this video for DotNetNuke.com, and in this video I'll be talking about Snowcovered.com and how I usually go about finding a module or a vendor to work with. And so basically what happens is that sometimes you will come across situations, scenarios that the default standard .NET and its core modules that they are not enough to fulfill the requirements, your requirements or the requirements of your clients. So in those instances, what you have to do, you have basically two options. You can develop that new requirement, that new feature, that new module by yourself if you are a developer or if you know again programming, or you can go to places like snowcovered.com. And again, I'll be focused on Snowcovered because Snowcovered is really the marketplace for everything about .NET in terms of modules, skins, even services in general. So if I have a requirement that I cannot fulfill with the core .NET Nuke and with the core modules, the free open modules of .NET Nuke, the way I usually go about that is I come to Snowcovered and I do a research in Snowcovered. But first thing is that you have to have clear in your mind what the module will be required to do. So you need to have that clear in your mind so you can pick and choose, you can select the best module from Snowcovered to fulfill, if not 100%, but at least very close to what you want to achieve in terms of requirements for that particular feature or module. Now I can give an example. For instance, I want a module that shows a photo gallery. So I can come here to Snowcovered, and there are basically two ways that I can start digging to find a good photo gallery module. I can just, at the search bar, I can just put photo there, and I'll keep selected .NET 5 because you also need to understand which platform, which .NET platform you are running. If it's .NET 5, you can pre-filter to only show .NET 5 related modules by clicking .NET 5 in the right side, sorry, in the left side. Or if it's a .NET 4, you can select .NET 4 and it will again pre-filter to only show .NET 4 related. In our case, I'm gonna go after photo. So let's click go. Actually, let's go back to .NET 5. I'm gonna go photo there. So I'm gonna click go. So from here, I can see already a couple of modules that have returned in my search. And then I can have a quick look at them. And let's say that in my case, I don't want anything related to Silverlight. I'm just scrolling here and see what I'm gonna find. Let's say that I found this one that might be, I don't know, I'm guessing that might be a good fit. So let's just click on it. And as soon as I enter into the module details, if this yellow box shows up at the top, it's telling me that there are already new versions of this module available. So I can just click on the new version and it goes to that new version. And again, I will keep clicking until I'm sure that I'm in the very last version of that module. So I can just click until, okay, so the yellow box is gone. Now I know that I'm in the most recent version of that module. Again, I picked this one here randomly, so I haven't chosen this one up front. So the next thing that I'll do is I'll have a quick look how long this vendor is in business. So it basically tells me that this vendor is active since 2004. So that's a good sign. It's a sign that this vendor has already a couple of years under his belt developing .NET modules. So this is a good sign. If it's a brand new vendor, you're gonna see a more recent date. Again, just because the vendor is new, it doesn't mean that it's a bad vendor. No, it does not. But if it's an older vendor, it will tell you that, again, in business for a long time, doing a lot of mods with .NET Nuke. Now, the next thing that I also check is when this module was posted by the vendor, and it tells me just right here, posted by the name of the vendor on, and it was posted on August 2010. So basically, again, we are right now, it's at the end of August. So this module was posted at the beginning of August. So what this means is, to me, is that this developer, this vendor, is very active in terms of developing this module, enhancing this module. I would be concerned if I was getting a vendor that last time that they posted a new version of their module was in 2009 or 2008. 1 year ago, I think it's already too much. A good vendor, a good .NetNuke module vendor, will be posting new releases of their modules very frequently, because again, there's always a bug that needs to be fixed. There is always something that can be enhanced. So again, important date here, when the module was posted last time. Now, another thing that you should definitely check is the feedback. As you can see here, this particular module, it has a 4.4. So this is basically from 0 to 5. And I can click here and have a look what the reviews are saying about this module. So again, it's all about this module. You can check what the review is saying. You can see the ones that give 5 stars, the one that gives 4 stars. I usually try to look for a less than 5-star comment, because that will give me an idea of how the vendor has behaved when something went wrong or went a little bit wrong with a particular client. So I usually like to see the feedbacks that are under 5. And again, just because the vendor has a feedback that is not 5, it doesn't mean that it's a bad vendor either. So let's go back to the main page of the module. Now it's time for you to check the requirements, the module requirements that you have specified in your head and you have documented, and you can double check that, and based on what the description says of the module, you can see if that module can be a good fit or not according to the requirements. Now, if you are not sure if the requirements will really meet what you need, you can definitely scroll down, and there is a section that allows you to ask a question to the vendor. If you scroll all the way down, see right here, questions from other customers. You can get your requirements and ask some questions to the vendor and see if that module will do exactly what you want, or if you have a question about the module. Again, feel free to ask questions to the vendor. It's very important that the vendor gets back to you to answer your question, because if they get back to you, it means that, again, it's a very active vendor. They will be there to support you. But if you ask them a question and they don't give you any feedback, then you may say, this might not be a good vendor, because again, I asked them a question, they are not getting back to me. So I can imagine what will happen if I purchase this module. I will not get support at all. I have now selected another vendor, another module, just to show you something else that I also look for. If you scroll down, and usually it's a good sign when you see that the vendor is answering questions from users. So again, you can ask a question, but you can also check and see what other clients have asked to that vendor and what their answers were here. So again, another point that you should look for. And the last thing that I want to mention is that you should also check which type of license you need to buy for that module. For instance, you may want to use in a single website or in a multiple websites. So depending on the type of license, you may have to pay a different pricing for using the module in more than one site, in the same server, in different servers. You should definitely check this one as well. I also want to quickly mention about a blog post that I saw from Ian Sampson from Glanton, and they also mention here a couple of things that you should look for when selecting a module, a vendor. Very interesting blog post, and I'll be posting that in the video post as well. So that's it for now. Thank you very much. Bye.